Hello everyone, this is the review of a used laptop, the Toshiba Portege X30-D. If you wonder where the name Toshiba comes from, this is a name of an old company, an old laptop company, and the newer laptops are now sold under the brand name of Dynabook. Let's have a look at the outside. So this laptop is a 13.3-inch display laptop. It has a weight of about 1 kilogram, 1.05 kilogram to be exact. Here we can see on the side, we see the HDMI port, 2 USB-C ports, and a slot for a micro SD card. Currently there is a micro SD card inserted, and so put it back in. At the front we don't have anything here, and on the other side we have we have a headphone jack, we have a USB-A port, and we have a Kensington lock. On the back we have nothing, just the air vents for the ventilation. And this is the power supply with the charging cable. The charging cable is a USB-C, has a USB-C plug which goes into any of the 2 USB-C sockets provided. So it can go in this one or in the other one. This one or the other one, it can be charged via both sockets. Now, if you're asking the question, what's the point of having such a light laptop of 1 kilogram and then carry this power supply and cables with you? Now, with the USB-C plug, you can charge it, for example, using a mobile phone charger. Or you can charge it using any of the plugs provided in coaches or at the airport. This obviously won't have the same power as the provided power supply, but it will help to extend the battery life, or you will be able to charge it completely with a mobile phone charger overnight. Let's have a look at the quality of the screen. These are a couple of photos on the screen, and as you probably also notice, this screen is a touch screen. You can also zoom in, zoom out, so it has a touch screen functionality. And even more, if you look at the glare of the screen, the light reflection, I don't think you can see many light reflection, because this is the only laptop, according to my knowledge, which has a non-glare touch screen. And now I'm going to show you a sample of the sound produced by the laptop. The speakers are actually here, pointing towards the base of the laptop. This is at 50% volume. Now I'm increasing the volume to 100%. And now I'm using the built-in video camera of the laptop, so you can get an idea of the quality of the video of the built-in camera and also quality of the built-in microphone. I've set the camera to a resolution of 720p, which is the maximum. So the maximum 720p, that is half the HD resolution. I would like to demonstrate now what you can do with these little USB-C ports here, which have Thunderbolt functionality. let's imagine you have used your laptop outside the home and you come back to your home where you have a big screen, a keyboard, a mouse, and you have a webcam. Then what you need is a little docking station, which is not from Toshiba or Dynabook, where you can connect HDMI cable, a power cable, the number of USB. It also has a number of USB plugs. So what you do then is you take this USB-C cable coming from the docking station and plug it into your USB-C port with Thunderbolt functionality. Switch on the screen, and then you can use your laptop like a desktop computer. And you don't need to worry about any other cables. So let's just log in using a PIN, and you can see here I'm now working using my keyboard. I'm working on the big screen like a desktop computer. So now let's test out some gaming. Although usually I don't do any gaming on this laptop, but for the sake of this review I've downloaded a game, Asphalt 8, and let's just see how it does. As you probably can see, I'm not a gamer. I've only tested this game a few times. Okay, and so on. So now let's do some benchmarks. A very common benchmark is the Geekbench 6 benchmark, which I've done here, the CPU benchmark, and I will show you the GPU benchmark as well. So how much is the CPU benchmark with Geekbench 6? A single core score of 1240 and a multi-core score of 2539. And to compare this with the cheap new laptops you can buy in the market, let's have a look at HP laptop with an Intel Celeron N4500. So this one has a single core score of 495 and a multi-core score of 834. Another HP laptop with a Ryzen 3 3250U, also a low-powered, cheap processor, and this gives a single score of 950 and a multi-core score of 1730. Now if we go to the more professional Core i CPUs, so here another HP laptop with a Core i3 11th generation Core i3 CPU has a single core score of 1342 and a multi-core score of 2606. So this is slightly higher than this Toshiba Portege, which again has these scores here. As you can see, it compares with 11th. It's slightly slower than 11th generation Core i3 models, which are still available for purchase and cost about in the range of £300. Now let's see the graphics, the GPU score, OpenCCL of this device. It is 4460. How does this compare? Looking at an Acer Aspire A114 with the Intel Celeron N4500 CPU, 1715. Far behind. Then going to a Ryzen CPU, which are generally performing better in graphics. So the AMD Ryzen 3 3250U has a Vulkan score of 4362. And then going to a Core i3 of the 11th generation, in this case a Dell Latitude 3420 with an OpenCL score of 7418. And this is the Core i3 1115 G4. Here you can clearly see a difference because this G4 denotes the Iris graphics, which is a much more powerful graphics generation of graphics, built-in graphics GPUs in the newer Intel Core CPUs. So again, going back to our CCL score 4460, which compared to the lower specs laptop, which still can be purchased on the in stores, it is doing quite well, but obviously not reaching the Iris graphics version 4 score. Now we're going to look at some standard applications. Here's an Excel file, not too big. And this is a fairly big, about 100-page Word document. In conclusion, I would like to summarize the advantages and disadvantages of this laptop. So the advantages, I think, is the weight. It is a very light weight, just above 1 kilogram. The high quality screen, it's very color accurate, and it's also a non-reflective touch screen. The sound for such a light laptop, the sound quality is really surprising. It is more powerful than new laptops, cheap new laptops in 2024. And of course, buying a used device is environmentally friendly, environmentally sustainable. Another pro is the price of £155, which I paid in 2022, about 2 years ago, in a well-known UK high street store called CEX, who specialize on selling used electronics. What are the disadvantages? So the disadvantages is maybe the battery life. You have to be aware when you buy a used laptop The battery is a consumable and it gets used up over time. In my case, the battery has about 50% capacity, which lasts for 3 to 4 hours. That's sufficient for my purpose, but if this is not enough, you could purchase a replacement battery. The SSD drive has the SATA 3 specifications, and for such a high-end business laptop, I would have expected an NVMe drive. The CPU inside the laptop, the 7th generation Core i5, is not compatible with Windows 11. That means you cannot automatically install Windows 11. That might not be a problem because any laptop of this kind, if you buy the same laptop nowadays, even a used one, they probably would have the Core i5 8th generation or Core i7 8th generation, which is compatible with Windows 11. Not compatible with Windows 11 means you can still install Windows 11 manually, and you will get security updates on this manual install, but you will not get feature updates. You could then, if a new feature, Windows with new features comes out, you could then again manually install a new version of Windows 11 if you wanted to. This laptop is very useful for students on a low budget. And if you happen to be a student and you encounter any difficulties with biochemistry, maybe you are a medical student or any student on a bioscience pathway and you encounter difficulties with biochemistry, please check out my other video where I introduce a course at Udemy about how to pass the biochemistry exam. I will put a link to this YouTube video in the description below. Thank you very much. Bye bye.